everyone, welcome back to my channel and also welcome back to part 2 of the Resume app. In this video, we'll set up the view model and navigation. So let's continue. Create a new package, view model. Inside it, create a new class, resume view model. You know what a view model is, right? It acts as a bridge between view and model, where view is the UI, model is the data, and view model connects the UI and data. Basically, logic. Now, here in the resume view model, add the application class as the parameter. It extends Android view model app. That means this view model is tied to Android application's lifecycle. Inside it, you call the resume repository variable, which we created before. It acts as a middleman between the app and the database. Next, declare internal UI state using mutable state of UI state. This will make sure that the UI reacts automatically whenever the data changes. So if your state updates, the UI will recompose without you forcing it. Finally, you expose a read-only version of that state through UI state get is equal to internal UI state dot value. This way, the UI can observe the state but cannot accidentally overwrite it, keeping your state management clean and controlled. Next, create a function setPhotoURI as the parameter. Its job is simple. Update the current UI state with a new photo URI. Basically, set the profile photo. Instead of directly changing the old state, you do something smarter. You take the current internal UI state.value, then call copy on it, changing only the local photo URI property to the new URI. After that, you assign this fresh copy back to internal UI state.value. It's like if the photo changes, then instead of updating all the information, we just update the profile photo. Simple. Then create a new function, local photo bitmap or null. It is a private helper whose job is to safely turn the photo URL stored in the state into an actual bitmap object or return null if no photo exists. Basically, converting your profile photo into a bitmap image. First, it grabs the application context using getApplication because decoding images requires access to the system. Then, it looks up the current local photo URI from your state. If that's null, the function exits early with return null. Next, inside a run catching block, it tries to decode the image. If the Android version is 28 or above, it uses the modern image decoder API as shown. Otherwise, it falls back to the older, now deprecated mediastore.getBitmap method. Finally, the decoded bitmap is passed through to software bitmap, for which we will create a separate class. It is a helper that ensures the bitmap is in a software render format instead of a hardware packed, which is crucial because PDF APIs don't handle a hardware bitmap reliably. Understood? Lastly, get or null prevents crashes and gracefully returns null if decoding fails. We still have a lot of code to write in the view model, but first, let's convert our hardware bitmap to a software bitmap. Hence, create a package, utils. Inside it, create a class. I'll name it BitmapExtensions. Here, create a function, bitmap, to software bitmap, which returns obviously a bitmap at the end, but a software bitmap. Then it checks the bitmap's configuration. If the config bitmap.config.hardware. That means the image is being stored in GPU memory, which is efficient for display but cannot be manipulated or drawn into things like PDFs. In that case, the function creates a copy of the bitmap in the more flexible way. bitmap.config.argb8888 format, which is software-based and fully editable, hence is mutable as false. Otherwise, this. If the bitmap is software rendered in the first place, then it just returns itself without making a copy. We are writing all of this code to ensure our bitmap is compatible with the PDF. Got it? Now back to ResumeViewModel. Here, we need to write logic for updating the information, which includes personal, qualification, and experience. Then also the logic for storing the information in Firebase, deleting it, and finally downloading the PDF. So let's write first for updating. Hence, create a function update personal, whose parameters are name, email, phone, and location, all of whose data type is string. The function update personal is designed to update the personal information section of your resume. First, it grabs the current resume object from the UI state using internal UI state.value.resume. Then it builds a brand new state using copy, ensuring immutability. We should never mutate the old one directly. Inside this copy chain, it goes deeper. It copies the resume. Then within that, it copies the personal section. For each field, name, email, phone, and location. It checks if the new value passed into the function is null. If it's not null, it replaces the old value with the new one. But if it is null, it keeps the existing value. Got it? Finally, this updated copy gets assigned back to internal UI state.value, which tells Compose the data has changed. Please update the UI. Now same thing we will do for the qualification section as well. Hence, create a function update qualification, which contains degree, institution, start year, end year, and skills. The function update qualification will update the qualification information section of your resume. Again, it grabs the current resume object from the UI state using internal UI state.value.resume. Then it builds a brand new state using copy. Inside this copy, it goes deeper. It copies the resume. Then within that, it copies the qualification skill section. For each field, degree, institution, start year, end year, and skills. It checks if the new value passed into the function is null. If it's not null, it replaces the old value with the new one. But if it is null, it keeps the existing value same. Next, create a function update experience whose parameters are company, role, experience years, and responsibilities. Again, this function updates the experience details. So first, current resume object from the UI state using internal UI state.value.resume. Then it builds a new state using copy. Inside this copy, it goes deeper. It copies the resume. Then within that, it copies the experience section. For each field, company, role, experience years, and responsibilities. It checks if the new value passed into the function is null. If it's not null, it replaces the old value with the new one. But if it is null, it keeps the existing value same. Simple. Next, let's write the logic to delete all the information. Hence, create a new function, delete all, whose only parameter is onDone, which is a unit. This function's job is to wipe out the current resume and reset the state. First, it grabs the resume ID from the current UI state using internal UI state.value.resume.id. Then inside a coroutine launched in ViewModel scope, it set the state to show that saving is in progress, which is saving is equal to true, and clears any previous messages. Next, it runs the delete operation inside a run catching block. If the ID is not empty, it tells the repository to delete that resume. If the operation succeeds, the state is reset entirely to a fresh UI state. And the onDone callback is triggered to let the UI know everything is cleared. If it fails, the state is updated to show that saving stopped. Is saving is equal to false and includes an error message describing what went wrong. Easy? Likewise, we will do for storing the information in the Firebase. Hence, create a function save to Firebase. This function's purpose is to save the current resume with a photo to Firebase. It launches a coroutine in the ViewModel scope, so the work happens safely in the background without freezing the UI. Right away, it updates the UI state to show that a save is in progress. Is saving is equal to true and clears any old messages. Then on background thread dispatchers.io, it tries to fetch the local photo bitmap using local photo bitmap or null. After that, inside a run catching block, it asks the repository to either create a new resume or update the existing one, passing along the current resume data and the bitmap. If the operation succeeds, the UI state is updated with the saved resume. The saving flag is turned off and a success message saved is shown. If something goes wrong, the state is updated to reflect the failure, turning off the saving flag and showing an error message with the exception details. Got it? Next, create a function download PDF whose parameter is URI. This function's job is to export the current resume into a PDF file at a location chosen by the user. First, it checks if the provided URI is null. If it is, then nowhere to save the file, so it exits early. Otherwise, it launches a coroutine in the IO dispatcher. Inside a run catching block, it tries to grab the local photo bitmap, grabs the application context, and calls generate resume PDF to URI, which actually creates and writes a PDF into the given URI. We will create this in upcoming video. For now, leave it as it is. If everything works, it switches back to the main thread using with context dispatchers.main and updates the UI state with a success message PDF saved. If something goes wrong, like a file permission issue or PDF generation failure, it again switches back to the main thread. But this time updates the state with an error message describing what went wrong. And that's it. Our resume view model is ready. Next, we will set up navigation, the navigation between screens, like navigating from personal details screen to the qualification screen, then to the experience screen. So create a new package, navigation. Here, inside it, create a class, NavRoutes. Here, we will create an object called routes, which works like a map of all the screens in your app's navigation system. Inside it, you declare 4 constants: personal, qualification, experience, and preview, each holding a string. These string values act as a unique identifier for your navigation graph. So when you tell the app to navigate to routes.personal, it knows exactly which screen to show. We have 4 screens: personal screen, qualification screen, experience screen, and preview screen. Within these 4 screens, we will handle navigation. Hence, first create these 4 screens. Create a new package, UI screens. Inside it, create 4 classes: personal screen, qualification screen, experience screen, and preview screen. And then, now come back to NavRoutes. So below it, create a composable function, app navigation. This is where we will tell the screen where to navigate. So first, initialize NavHost controller. Then call the view model as well, because the view model contains the actions and it will tell what action to perform where. Next, the NavHost contains the nav controller and start destination, where our first screen is routes.personal. Then inside the NavHost, let's write the navigation for personal screen. So create a composable routes.personal. When the app navigates to routes.personal, it will show the personal screen. The screen has 4 parameters. First, we will mention all of them in their respective screen. Make it a composable function. Then mention UI state, on next, on photo picked, and on field change. I will explain it in detail in a while. Likewise, we will do for all the screens. I will explain each parameters in detail. So come back to NavRoutes. Here, UI state, where it receives the current UI state from the ResumeViewModel, so it can display the latest data. Then there's an onNext callback, which tells the nav controller to navigate to the qualification screen when the user wants to continue. Then onPhotoPicked points to the set photo URI, so when the user chooses a photo, the view model updates the state. Lastly, onFieldChange points to update personal, so typing into text field immediately updates a personal detail in the state. It's like if the user clicks this, then this particular action will be performed. And all of these actions logic is present in the view model. Likewise, we will do for the qualification screen. So create a composable routes.qualification. When the app navigates to routes.qualification, will show the qualification screen. The screen has 4 parameters. First is UI state, where it receives the current UI state from the ResumeViewModel, so it can display the latest data. Then we have onPrev, which navigates the user back to the previous screen using pop-back stack. Then we have onNext, which navigates the user to the next screen, which is our experience screen. Then lastly, we have onFieldChange. If the user clicks on the text field, it goes into the update qualification state from the view model. Next, same we will do for the experience screen. Here again we have 4 parameters: UI state, onPrev, onNext, and onFieldChange. Lastly, we have the preview screen. Here we have 5 parameters. First, UI state, which receives the current UI state from the ResumeViewModel, so it can display the latest data. Then we have onEdit. If the user clicks on the edit option, then navigate the user back to the personal screen for editing. Then next, we have onDelete. If the user clicks on the delete option, then the delete all method from the view model will delete all the data. Once deleted, it will remove the previous personal screen and then navigate to the new personal screen, which is completely reset. Then next, on Save Database. We'll save the data to the Firebase, for which we have used Save to Firebase function from the view model. Lastly, on Download PDF, we'll download the PDF using the Download PDF function from the view model. And then at the end, do not forget to call the app navigation function. So go to MainActivity. This is the entry point of your app. Remove default code. Here, inside the set content, inside the theme, call app navigation. MainActivity is like the front door of your app. When the app launches, it opens the door, applies your theme, and then gives control over to the app navigation to decide which screen the user should see first and how they'll move through the app. Got it? And that's it. In the next video, part 3, we will design our phone screens. Okay? So yeah, that's it for the video. If you're new to this channel, then please consider subscribing to my channel and I'll see you in the next video.